I have some bad news for them if they're coworkers. I don't know if they know, but the company is closing.
God,
it's shutting down.
Shit.
Yeah, I do. I'm still sick.
You sound more sick somehow.
I think I got laryngitis post from all the coughing, so like I don't feel bad, but my throat, it doesn't work.
Oh my God. And we're doing 2 today?
Yeah.
We're doing a double. Woo! Let's do this.
I feel it
I was
only
told
appropriate.
to stream last time. Go ahead. Sorry.
We're all just deteriorating physically.
Don't just stop it physically. Some of us are deteriorating mentally as well. Hello and welcome to another episode of the KFace podcast.
Hell yeah!
My name is Jeff Ramsey. With me, as always, Andrew Pant and Gavin Free. This is episode 201, our 200th episode. Hard to believe we made a 200 episode.
You know, some people said we wouldn't make 250, and they were right. Good on them. Good job.
Well, if you
Good
add
guess.
up all the Let's Plays and the drafts
No,
and the
that's true.
ancillaries,
Yeah,
maybe,
that's
maybe
true.
we're there.
That's a very good point. I can't argue that.
Please don't argue anything with that voice.
Well, I'm going to be doing a lot of talking, unfortunately.
Maybe we could just have you do pickups later and we'll remaster this episode down the line.
Oh.
Like Nick used to do, the cheeky bastard.
Speaking of redubbing, that reminds me of, I don't remember where we were. I think Eric and I maybe had this idea, but if I'm stealing it from somebody else, please let me know. Where we should do, if we move on to the new thing and we can't take the old thing with us, we should Taylor Swift it and just re-record, like remaster all the old podcasts.
Oh.
Yeah.
Kind of do a fluke face.
Oh, that's a great idea.
That would be quick.
Well, we could do ourselves a favor by making the last couple shorter. we'll really appreciate it. Down the
Something
road.
about remaking stuff sucks.
Oh, dude, what's the thing you remade that you hated the most? Remaking.
Well, I helped remake some of Red vs. Blue in HD.
Yeah.
And trying to get some of the stuff to happen the exact same way it happened originally. Like trying to get the warthog to bounce off the rock in the exact same way. Good Lord.
That was one of the least satisfying things I've been a part of, was remastering Red vs. Blue. That really sucked. It was hard enough the first time.
The extra slap in the face is that we only remastered it to like 1080i. and it probably could be done again in 4K.
Well, maybe George Lucas will buy the rights to RVB and then he can remaster
maybe.
it till his heart's content. Just all day, all night long. Oh, man.
That is
Andrew, do you ever remaster anything? I guess you did Fluke Face.
I did Fluke Face, but that was fun because I never listened to it. So that was like the first time I got to listen to the first episode. That was enjoyable.
Have you listened to an episode since?
No. I've never listened to an episode.
If you have an absolute banger line in an episode, like last week's Alabama poutine, you don't like go back and just listen to that bit?
No. Why would I do that?
Because you got a huge laugh.
Yeah, but it feels masturbatory to do that.
Yeah.
You don't have to
like
touch your penis while you listen to it. You can just
No,
listen
but
to it.
it's like ego masturbation is what it's like. Hey, look at this! Look how funny I was in this moment. Also, I'd like to think that happens more often than not in this context. It feels like weirdly insulting to feel the need to parade a funny line on a comedy podcast.
I gotta say, Gav, I'm kind of with Andrew on this one. It feels pretty masturbatory. It's like you're jacking off your ego.
I guess it's different for me because I actually proof each one.
Yeah.
So I do hear them all, but yeah, I mean, I can see both.
I think it also, I think Jeff and I we're coming from a low place of self-esteem, but not the bottom. Like we have a floor at least. I can see if you have no floor, just being like, hey, I was funny once. Look, I'm capable of doing this.
That's the other part. It's like, if like the Alabama poutine line is a fucking classic, instant classic. If I had said that, or something that I thought was as funny as that, like a go now, if I went back and I thought, oh, I'm pretty happy with that line, I'm pretty proud of myself for coming up with Alabama poutine, and then if I were to go back and listen to it, I would go, well, that's only about 80% as funny as I thought it was. Let me listen to it again. And by the time I was done, it would be I would have convinced myself it was the dumbest thing I'd ever said, and I should ask to have it retroactively removed. I would go from thinking I hit a home run to fucking 3 straight strikes in 13 seconds in my brain. You can't. I couldn't. That's why I can't listen to the podcast.
Yeah, you would butcher this thing. You would butcher yourself. You would cut yourself completely out of these.
I would, dude. There have been episodes where I went to Nick and I'm like, just take out everything I said.
Yeah.
I remember the moment where I was like, maybe I could work at Rooster Teeth. Maybe I could be there and like be funny, because on the Rooster Teeth podcast once, Jack made a joke that I made in a tweet, and it made everyone on the podcast laugh. And I don't know if he just saw my tweet and recited it, or whether he also came up with the same thing. But I was like, oh, maybe I could make them laugh. Maybe I should go there and be on that.
And that was like a real moment for you?
Yeah.
What was the joke?
Oh, it was about that movie 2012. I tweeted something like, they should have called that movie "I'm Glad I'm Not Where I Was 8 seconds ago" or something like that. And it just made everyone on the podcast laugh. And I thought that was my joke. It's not a very good joke.
Yeah, but he still stole it from you. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if he stole that.
I think deep down I think you think he did.
No, I know Jack. I'm pretty sure he probably stole it.
I should after 15 years just ask him. There's no way anyone. You can't really. After so much time, you can't really challenge people on it because no one remembers anything they've said.
Yeah. That's
luckily there's tapes. Just fucking play it for him and go like, all right, in this moment, what do you think? Do you think are you being very funny right now, or are you being a thief?
Maybe I should record a bit with him and just play him the clip.
That would be awesome.
Where'd you get that from?
Dude, if you could lay that out for him and go, all right, we recorded this on September 3rd, 2008 or whatever. And then and then I tweeted on September 1st. I've verified you were following me.
We got to look at the likes on the tweet. Maybe there's evidence.
You liked it on the second, you son of a bitch. Oh man.
That's very funny you had that experience. I had the opposite. I had a thought where I thought, oh, I'd be good on a podcast. And then I realized, I'm not funny. Like what would I say? Like I then imagined myself on a podcast and at that time and thought like, what are you talking about? No, you're not qualified for this position in the slightest. I never had the reverse of that.
Yeah. I feel like that's how I felt up to the moment where Jack tested out some of my material.
And it played well. You at the very least could be a joke writer, a ghost joke writer for Jack. Or at the very least.
You give me Jack's ghostwriter. I love it. Oh my God. Hey, I sent you guys a video last night that I thought was pretty fucking funny.
Oh my God. Yeah. What was that about? What is that word?
I was watching the Bucks and the Lakers play last night. They were in double overtime. It was an awesome game. Anthony Davis, if he hadn't already done it, he made his case for Defensive Player of the Year in the last 10 minutes of that game. Just insane defense. Very entertaining, and it was fun to watch Lillard and Giannis with. I got to be honest. But at one point, I think Austin Reeves is driving to the basket. Like Anthony Davis kicks the ball back, and then I think Reeves is driving in. It might not be Reeves. I'm not sure who it was. But the announcer says that he's jizzles to the lane. And I thought, did you hear that, Emily? And she's like, hear what? And I was like, I'm sure I heard him say jizzles. Is that a word? And she's like, he definitely didn't say jizzles. And so I rewound it and played it again. And the motherfucker says jizzles. And clearly he's trying to say juke and dribble at the same time. That was Andrew's analysis. But it comes out jizzle. And so I recorded it and I sent it to you guys last night. I'll put it up on Instagram. It's the funniest fucking thing.
Why does it immediately sound like it's the name of a monkey to me?
Jizzles the monkey?
Yeah, it's a great monkey name, and I don't know why.
Well, Andrew, I think it was Andrew last night, Googled it and found in the Wiktionary that Jizzle is, I guess, a euphemism for prison bitch. So he prison bitched out. I don't think that was what he was going for. It clearly must have been. I was excited for a second. I was like, oh, he just came up with a new word. I'm going to say all the time. Everything's going to be jizzle now, right? And but then I found out that it means prison bitch, and that feels weird to walk around just going prison bitch, prison bitch. So
The thing, I was at dinner, so I didn't get a reply, but the thing I remember it from, Jizzle was a thing from Whitest Kids You Know, that sketch comedy group, and they just did.
Why do you sound like shit as well?
I was sick.
Oh man,
Is that
You and
hang
Andrew
on,
been
hang
making
on.
out?
Is that okay? I'm just
oh,
checking.
it's fine with me. I just
Oh,
didn't
okay,
realize.
cool, good,
I hadn't heard you
good,
speak yet.
Yeah. Well, I hadn't talked. You weren't here for pleasantries. They were
Hey,
saying
I'm
good, too.
sorry. I'm sorry you're sick.
Hey, thank you so much. The Jizzle was a Whitest Kids You Know skit from forever ago. It was just a guy doing an infomercial where he's just selling a cum rag. Like, that's all it. So the whole time I'm at dinner, my phone was just going off, and then it was well beyond the conversation. I went, man, Jizzle.
So you felt it was too late to chime in with Jizzle knowledge?
Yeah. I was like, I was going to hit you guys with it, but I went, it's too late. The Jizzle's gone. Like, there's no point in sending the Jizzle at this point.
I feel like if you've got such custom Jizzle knowledge, you have to bring it back around.
I'm sorry. But I figured, here it is. But there's it's like a whole sketch called The Jizzle. So
that's insane.
there you go.
Do you think that's what Kevin Harlan or whoever I don't think it was Harlan, but whoever the fuck it was announcing, do you think that's what they were referencing?
Yeah. He was thinking about the Whitest Kids You Know sketch. The Jizzle.
He's been waiting to get the Jizzle in there for a long time.
I also love too because the other announcer, I think it was Reggie Miller, didn't say anything at all. There wasn't like an awkward silence or like a huh or anything. Just like they just steamrolled on as if nothing weird had happened with on a fucking on a nationally broadcast television show where an announcer says jizz.
Wait, can I ask? Are we in like a cum era for this podcast? I mean, it's 2 in a row, and I figured maybe
Please,
it was just
Graysie's
because
here
Gracie
now.
wasn't here.
Jeez.
That's what I'm saying.
First off,
That's what I'm saying. I'm making sure. I'm checking.
If we're in
also-
a cum era, it wouldn't be it'd be like
Yeah.
we don't control TNT. We don't control the National Basketball Association.
First of all,
Like,
we don't
We're
control
just
the NBA.
witnesses to it.
Second of all, you're the one that brought it to come.
No,
You just brought it to come, and then you asked if we were in a cum era.
That's absolutely not true.
We were
Nobody
talking
was
This is
talking
whole
about
thing.
that.
The whole thing is cum adjacent, and then
You
after
said
last
cum
week's
rag.
episode, right? And
brought
after
up
last
cum
week's,
rag,
and
and it
then
was a whole sketch.
you brought up Jizzle. You know what the fuck you're doing when you're dancing around it. You know exactly what you're doing. You know exactly what this is.
Listen,
And
there's
so,
some subtlety
nope,
to this
nope.
podcast.
If we were
There's
dancing
no
around it,
subtlety,
you
no.
drove a fucking steamroller
Right,
through
and
it.
so that's why I'm asking if that's what we're in, because you're already.
if we're in it, it's only
because of
right,
you.
fucking because I'm
Third
talking about
gear.
what happened on last week's episode. I'm seeing if that's what we're in, if that's how we're ending.
You just slammed the cum flag into the ground and then asked, does this belong to
and then
cum?
asked if this is how we're ending. Yeah, this is how we're all gonna finish, Eric.
Stay tuned for the face cum flag coming to the store soon.
No, it's going to be behind the paywall.
Graysie, would you like to be the first person to veto an era?
Yes.
You think we
I'd
should?
love to.
Consider it done.
There we go.
All right.
Out
We're
of your
out.
cum era.
Put a stop to Eric real fast.
I don't like the implication we were ever in one. I'd rather it just never occurred.
I'm right there with you. I got to be honest. That thing that Eric brought up never entered.
I
my
don't.
mind.
I will.
Yeah.
I will say it wasn't an implication, and it was a declaration. I think we were
That's what
firmly
we're
in it
saying.
after last week, 100%, because it continued into 2 episodes. It's too much.
but you-
That's
it
why
only
I asked.
continued
That's why I
into 2
asked
episodes
now
'cause you
because
did that.
because we're doing 2 today. So if like the next one also had cum talk, then it's like it's too much. And so I'm trying to get ahead of it.
I was more trying to angle it towards if you're not watching NBA games, you really should be, because they are sexying up the NBA. If you'll remember, a month ago, I sent you guys a video of a lady popping her boob out on national television while she was breastfeeding a baby, and it was right there on the screen, right next to the ref. And then here we are a month later, NBA announcers throwing around Jizzle. I'm just saying, tune in. Who knows what's going to happen next?
Cum talk sounds like our Clutch Pearls pod supplemental content is what it is. That's our adjacent cum talk.
Come talk.
I have.
But it's spelled COME. It's a very clean show. It's about coming and
It's like,
talking.
hey, come on over and talk to us
Yeah.
about stuff. Do you like poutine? Andrew's Canadian.
I am. You're from Alabama. Those are
That's
just
true.
facts.
Those are just facts. Alabama, Canada.
It's just information.
I apparently had a life hack.
Oh!
The comments
Ooh.
have let me know something. This is my life hack, which I do remember now, but have since forgotten. I used to keep a 9-volt battery on the door frame next to every smoke detector in my house.
That's a life hack.
So that whenever my damn
Brilliant.
thing beeped, the battery was right there. No matter what time, always 3 in the morning, I could just get up there and immediately change it.
Wow.
And I guess I moved. I moved house and left all my 9 volts up there, and I never remembered that I did that. And I never put 9 volts all over my door frames again.
Do you think the new people that moved in understood what that was? Or do you think for years they've been telling people going, we just don't understand it. It was a 9-volt above every door jamb in the house. It's the strangest goddamn thing.
Yeah, I bet they just threw them all away.
Yeah.
Oh man, this door's creaky. We got to swap the battery on it. We got to get a new 9-volt in there. Why didn't they tell us these doors are battery operated? They just completely misunderstood purpose.
I mean, with my fingerprint door handles, all my doors are battery operated. Got to keep the cats out.
Got to keep the cats out.
Hey, speaking of cats, I noticed something about my dog, and it got me wondering about Eric's dog
Jesus
and y'all's
Christ.
cats. Do you think your cat or dog are left or right-handed?
My cat is 23 years old. I don't think it has
How is
any
it alive?
awareness. It's eternal. It won't die. It's immune to all things. It's gonna outlive
That's
me.
an insane amount of time for a cat to be alive.
It is.
Yeah. I got my cat when I was 6. She's still walking around. Barely.
You guys are headed for the record books.
We are. I don't think she has a preference.
Graysie, do you have any idea?
Whether my dog is right or left-handed?
Was Cinnamon is right or left-handed?
You know, I hate to break it to you, but I don't think she's either because she can't even stand on her own 4 legs very well.
All right, well.
But
Down.
in a perfect world, I would say left.
How old?
How old? She's 16 and a half.
Man.
Well,
Yeah.
Old
We got
for
Getting
dog.
up
pets.
there.
I have noticed recently, and I don't think I've ever noticed this with any of my other animals, but Albert is definitely left-pawed.
Really?
Like he does everything with his left paw, and when he wants to show affection, that's the paw he raises. When he wants to move something or play with a toy, that's the paw he uses. And I just realized that he clearly favors that left paw, which makes me happy because I'm left-handed, right? So it's like genetically runs in the family, obviously. Millie's also left-handed, so totally makes sense. But it crossed my mind. I never really noticed a pet being one or the other before, and I wonder if he's unique in that way or if I'm, insane.
I could find out immediately with my cats because if I just hold one of my cats near another one, they both raise their slapping paw as if they're about to get into it. So I just see which one goes up in the air.
But here's the thing. You don't know if your cat is a southpaw or not, though. The dominant hand might not necessarily be at the front or what is considered
I
dominant.
don't think you'd throw a first punch with your offhand, though, would you?
Never.
Well, it just, you could depend on your comfort of your stance.
But for a dog or a cat, does it have to be limited to front paws? Could they be like back right pawed? You know what I mean?
I assume so. Yeah, I
they
think
all
I think
equal?
all
I
their
don't know.
paws are equal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty. Your dog might be back right pawed, but he's using his front left paw just to get like your attention or whatever.
Or maybe my dog is left front pawed, but most dogs are back leg pawed, and you're not looking for that, so you just don't notice. Like maybe Albert's the outlier, and most dogs favor a back left or right paw.
Yeah.
And it's just like, who's looking at a dog in that way? You just don't pay attention. So
Do you have a dominant foot, Jeff? Because you're left-handed.
Yeah, like I have a kicking foot.
Would you say your kicking foot is your dominant foot?
I would think so. That would be the foot that would generate the most power. My right foot would be my planting foot.
Well, then I would maybe argue that
Unless
your
I'm
right foot-
skateboarding, and then my left foot is on the board.
You're ambi-footed, is what you're saying.
I guess maybe I am, but I'd rather kick you with my left foot.
But is that because you like the left foot
I could kick you
more?
with I could definitely kick you with my right foot, but I think it'd be better if I could kick you with my left.
But a kick is all about generating force. I feel like maybe your right foot is the dominant one that you're driving power off of in that scenario. Like, I don't know if because you kick left, that means your left foot is the stronger foot. I think you
assume
want
it
your
is.
stronger foot to be your base.
I would.
Where does the kick come from? Is it
It's
your
your
quad?
hips.
Is it your lap? Is it your hip? Which
It's
muscle
like
does
your-
it?
Yeah, I think it's largely a hip thing. I think it's generating
Yeah.
force from your core into the leg.
Do you feel a kick in the wiener at all?
Oh, like
Like a kick starts in
One-
the
Like,
dick?
do you think you
Throwing
derive any power? Like from your
dick power? No. Or maybe
I gotta go do some kicks.
that's why they wear a cup. And it has to contain the dick power, or else it'd be too much. People would be getting kicked in half otherwise.
Speaking of kicking, man, you know I've been watching a lot of UFC the last year or two,
Uh-huh.
and I don't know why anybody does anything in that sport other than calf kicking. I've never seen a UFC fighter who got kicked in the calf hard win a fight. As soon as they get kicked in the calf 5 times and they have a little red mark or a bruise, it's over for that person. So I was just throwing that out there. If you ever wanted to get into a MMA fight in the street, just kick somebody in the calf. Apparently, that's all you got to do.
Have you ever seen John Jones's front knee kicks he does to people? Those are the
Yeah.
worst.
Yeah.
How that should be illegal. How is that not illegal? That's so crazy.
There are a lot of fighters that think it should be illegal. He's like the only one that I know that consistently does it, and I think it's because of his frame. But that is like the one move that I've seen, obviously, get absolutely destroyed. You've seen countless ways, but the move that makes me grimace the most is that fucking front knee kick.
Mm.
Terrible.
Do you think there should be more gun-based sport?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Like,
Just they're gonna think about it. I'm saying yes to start.
Like there's paintball, there's airsoft. Why not just armor up and just use real bullets?
Well, I mean, we have that. It's called war.
Well, okay, fun game. Do you know about dueling pistol, like competitive dueling pistol fights? Like not where you're
Like the
trying to
wax
kill
bullet?
someone. The wax bullet. Do you know about that? That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like bring that back. Do you guys know about this where it's dueling pistols and instead of real bullets, they shoot wax at each other and it hurts like a paintball, but it's just
I
wax.
No,
So
I haven't
it's
heard
like-
that, but
So as like it's a dueling pistol sport. It's really, but like, it was like in 1909 or whatever. It's not like a real thing anymore.
do you think, Gav, that it's not as popular because one team dies?
I don't think there has to be a death.
Like just like glancing blows?
Yeah, if you're just Kevlar'd and steel plated to oblivion.
Oh, like Johnny Knoxville?
Yeah.
Early, yeah.
I would like to point out I don't think this should be a thing.
Yeah,
I'm just joking.
I think Alec Baldwin really took the wind out of the gun sport sails. I think it's a tough. we're just
Jesus
not in a time.
Christ.
Well, that's what I'm thinking of. Like, that's a scenario in which a fake gun is being used, not firing anything, and it caused a death.
Was it a fake gun?
No, I thought that was a real gun.
I think it was a real gun, but it was supposed to
Well,
have blanks.
it's whatever. It was a scenario in which there should not be any actual ammunition used, and you're
Right.
talking about a scenario in which ammunition would be.
But
I
there are
just don't-
then situations too where like Brandon Lee died from a blank
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
in a really stupid way, but yeah.
I mean, there are tons of movies that use live ammo. You just have to do it safe. You have to just have no one around. Remote cameras and all that.
Can I point out at this part of the podcast that I fucking hate guns?
You've had nothing.
I just
but
want the world
disasters.
to know. I feel I can't put that out there enough. I do not like guns. They just gross me out. 5 years of the Army, and then all the times I shot stuff with guns when I was a kid, or got shot at.
Yeah, the fact that it's no effort to accidentally use one is the scariest thing to me. Like with a knife, you can cut yourself, or you can accidentally, glance. But you're never going to accidentally stab someone in the heart. But
Let's
a
hope
gun,
not.
it could just go off straight through someone's eye.
Dude, I was reading
very
the other
specific.
day that something just happened. Tragic, but a mom like had a gun in her purse and was like fumbling for her keys, and the gun went off and shot her daughter. Like the safety wasn't on. Like that's what guns can do.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to turn this into an anti-gun thing. I'm sorry. I just get skeeved out when we talk about guns.
That's fair.
Hey, I'm sorry for bringing up guns.
Oh, it's okay. We use them to shoot aliens in Halo all day long.
I recently watched the Vietnam draft, which is a draft I don't think we should try to do, but it was weird.
Are you talking about the birthday draft?
Yeah, I was watching the birthday draft and I got really into it, and because I think like 185 and below were the people that were deployed, not knowing where my birthday was. It was very exciting to watch, going, oh, where am I in this list? Would I've been fine? I was not. I was like 53rd, unfortunately. But yeah, combat, that's my recent thing with combat and wars.
Wild.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So I was going to say, I bet Gavin doesn't even know what we're talking about. It's
I didn't
wild to think that in America, during the Vietnam War, we had a draft, right? You know what a draft is, right, Gav?
Yeah.
Like a military draft. Well, the way they determined who got drafted is they had a national birthday lottery where they would pull the fucking birthdays out of a bingo thing and be like, April 3rd, if your birthday is on April 3rd and you're eligible, you just got drafted. April 9th, June 4th, February 16th, and they went down through, I think, all 365 days.
Yep.
And so then you would know, depending on how bad the war was going or how deep they had to go in, you knew where you were slotted to get drafted. And that's when a lot of people fled to Canada. That's when a lot of people started doing heavy drugs to disqualify them. When a lot of people started to get bone splints and shit like that. Yeah.
I feel like the government would have saved a lot of money on communal birthday cakes.
Yeah, I guess so. It's just crazy to think that was like, I just can't imagine in America today, everybody sitting around the TV watching like NBC Nightly News to see when the next fucking birthday draft date is, you know? It's just like a very different world we live in now, very different country.
What's the cutoff? Am I too old for that now? I doubt they would want me, a foreigner, but...
How old are you?
35.
I think you're not cut off just yet. I think 30. When I was in the Army, I think 37 was the cutoff. I'm not sure what it is now.
I'm sure I can't legally fight for a foreign military. Might be treason.
All male citizens between the ages of 18 and 26 are required to register and are liable for training and service until the age of 35.
There you go.
Ooh. Yeah, I think about that all the time. Like, how lucky am I that no one got to just derail my whole life? Well, that much.
You know, not that I wanted you to go into war, but it would have made the fact I still don't think you understand what a draft is, and I'm sure that would have helped. Would have given you a lesson. You would have, I think, when we got to it on this show, you would have been a little bit more prepared from the launch.
Well, unfortunately, it wasn't a snake draft that they did.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure
that's true. That's a good point.
I like the idea of just being handed my uniform and my boots and stuff, and I'm just like, so what is this? How does this work? Where do we go?
What sport are we going to go play? What network is covering this?
Let me ask you guys a totally different question in a completely different direction. Is that okay?
Of course.
Yeah. All right. When you think of Nicolas Cage, what's the first picture that comes to your mind?
Snake Eyes because of Eric now.
Okay.
He's ruined
Definitely
it for me.
Snake Eyes.
The second, I think my honest image is Face Off.
Okay. Nick said The Rock. Graysie said National Treasure. Gavin, what about you?
What's that one he's in with Cher?
Moonstruck.
Yeah. That one.
I think of Raising Arizona.
Oh, one of my favorite movies.
We were doing this the other night. We were out at dinner, and it was a lot of fun. We were just like, it's interesting what you pick a figure that's been known through generations, and then everybody just thinks of the first image that comes to their mind, and it's just weird to see how far apart they all are. You know, like Tom Cruise. What's the first Tom Cruise that comes to mind?
Mission Impossible 1.
Top Gun, probably.
Eric. Nick said Risky Business. Top Gun.
Yeah, Risky Business.
Woohoo! Or maybe Cocktail.
I think Risky Business is what I said the other day, but today Cocktail was the first thing that came to my mind.
Ooh. That movie's dog shit.
I was about to say, maybe I should go back and watch that movie,
it's-
but maybe I should.
No. That movie sucks. Like, Gavin's right. It's weird how bad it is. It, like, shouldn't be that bad for being such a thing that people know.
Can you, how about this one? Can you, if I say George Washington, can you picture George Washington in your head?
Yeah.
Gav?
Yes.
How about Benjamin Franklin?
Yep.
The 100 guy?
Yeah.
Yep.
How about John Adams?
No idea who that is.
I got no fucking picture of John Adams in my head at all.
It's Paul Giamatti to me.
I know the name. I can't see him. How about Winston Churchill? Like, I'm sure, Gavin, you can see
Oh,
Winston
yeah.
Churchill.
Yeah.
He's a gigantic bastard.
I can't. I see like a vague, heavy-set guy with a hat on, but I see nothing about his face.
Winston Churchill in my mind is Alfred Hitchcock in an after photo for like a diet supplement. It's a sleeker Hitchcock.
He's a spruced up Hitchcock.
He is.
Was Hitchcock bigger than Churchill?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. They're probably pretty equivalent, but my head he is. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. You know, it can be difficult to manage your social battery. It's so easy to overextend yourself. It's something that I need to be very mindful of, even in online interaction. Like, I love connecting with people and talking to people in our community and just meeting, new friends or whatever. But it comes at like a definite cost at times as far as your own personal energy. It can be easy to ignore our social battery and spread ourselves thin, especially with social gatherings picking up after the winter. What's the right amount of socializing for you? And how do you recharge? I personally recharge with downtime. I just need some time to myself. I need to listen to some music or, an audiobook, play some games just to decompress a little bit. For me, that's really important, but it's, different for every person. And what I know is through therapy, which has been such an incredibly helpful process for me, that those are things I've talked about and have learned to set my own boundaries for, and also just coming to terms with what my boundaries are. Therapy is something that has been tremendously helpful for me. So I would highly recommend that every person goes through the process at some point, even if you don't necessarily need. It's just great being able to talk to an expert about things. So if you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Find your social sweet spot with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/face today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/face.
What's the most famous name to least famous face? I think we talked about this before once. I think everyone came up with like Neil Armstrong. It's like not a lot of people would recognize his mug.
Do voice actors count? Do we
if
count
they're
characters?
Famous enough.
I feel like nobody necessarily knows what the Winnie the Pooh guy looks like, but a lot of people know Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah,
I don't know his name though.
Jim Cummings. Oh shit, we're in our cum era. Fuck. Shit.
I feel like a lot of people would know Idina Menzel's work, but might not be able to picture her.
Idina Menzel's maybe the most famous fictional name. That's a good one.
But that is her real name.
That is her real name, yeah.
Adele Dazeem was the other one.
Oh, that's on me.
I think more people know Adele Dazeem
than Idina Menzel, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's immediate. My brain just thought that that's what you were saying. I thought that was really funny. And then you're just saying an actual person.
How about Susan Sarandon? What comes to mind?
Her face.
Oh. Yeah, I guess, I don't know, old ass Susan Sarandon, but like not old ass, like she aged very well, but.
You just called her old ass.
Yeah, but just because she is, but that doesn't, that sounded worse than I intended.
When do you transition from old to old ass? Or is it the other way around?
I was going to say Bull Durham, by the way. That's what I thought of. I didn't think of either that or Banger Sisters.
I picture season 7 of Friends.
Okay.
Oh, that's specific. It's like Holes or maybe Alien. Probably Alien.
Alien?
Oh,
What?
fuck. That's Sigourney Weaver. Listen, I'm sick.
You're
I'm
all
having
over
a
the
time.
place.
I am all over the. I spaced for a minute and went famous red-haired woman and Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney
took
Weaver
over.
doesn't have red hair.
All right, so
She
when you
does an
picture
Alien, doesn't
Sigourney
she?
Weaver, if he is clearly alien, I think of Ghostbusters. What about y'all?
No, she's brunette. Yeah, listen. I'm trying.
Maybe we are learning that Andrew can't picture anything.
No, well, it's funny you say that. It's been a problem. I've been playing, I'll post a link of it, this movie trivia game, and I keep learning that my memory for movies is not accurate. I keep Mandela affecting myself.
Are you Mandela affecting or Adina Manzella affecting?
Maybe a little bit of both. Maybe column
Okay.
A and column B. There was a category for. Oh, well, that's Susan Sarandon. All right, look at that in Friends.
That's
Season 7.
reflective of Graysie.
So in the game, it'll be like this actress, name a movie that this actor or actress was in that's one word. And the question was Amy Adams was the actor. And I thought Amelia, she was in a fucking Amelia Earhart movie, got this, locked it up. It said no. I was so outraged. I Googled it. That's a Hilary Swank movie. But for like the last 13 or 14 years, I have a distinct memory of being in a theater, seeing that trailer with Amy Adams in it, going, oh, that was really good casting. That's a good move by them. But I think what it was is Amy Adams played Amelia Earhart in Night at the Museum 2. And over time, my brain just swapped it into she was in the Amelia Earhart movie. And this just keeps happening to me. So I don't think I'm a reliable narrator for movie
Geoff
history.
lost a car to this game.
I did lose a car to this game once.
That's true.
You talk about Amy Adams. I have a different problem with Amy Adams. I cannot tell Amy Adams and Isla Fisher apart.
Oh yeah.
I could see that.
They're the same person to me, and I never know which one I'm watching in a movie.
That's fair. I had the most recent one for me, and I think this is fucking outrageous. I'd love to know the years of these movies. It was a Kevin Costner one-word film title was what I was trying to figure out. And I thought, oh, he's in Selfless. He's in that movie where like Ryan Reynolds gets put into him or something. It's like Ryan Reynolds gets put into a guy, and I put it in and it was wrong. And I was like, well, what is Kevin Costner and Ryan Reynolds is definitely in a movie where this happens. What is this movie? And so I looked up Selfless. Selfless is about Ben Kingsley getting put into the body of Ryan Reynolds. And then he made a movie called Criminal, in which Ryan Reynolds gets put into the body of Kevin Costner. They're two different movies.
Everyone's just making Freaky Friday.
But it's not. It's like his brain is getting put in a shell. It's not like they switch. It's like the body is gone and he is now taking. But it's very weird that Ryan Reynolds is in, I think, back-to-back films where in one his brain gets put in another guy, and in another one, someone else's brain gets put into his body. Very
It's
weird.
like the whole Kevin Kline thing again, where he keeps playing two people and then one person impersonates the other.
Yes, but he's on both
I was
sides.
trying
of
to
it.
think, how many movies have Ed Harris as like the controller guy?
Well, that's his role. That's his job.
Yeah.
He's got probably most of them, probably like 40% of the films that Ed Harris is in.
Apollo
He's in that role.
13, Gravity, Truman Show. He's always like the guy.
That's a great point.
He's got the guy energy. When you think of, hey, I'm gonna do one more. Jack Nicholson. What's the first Jack Nicholson that comes to mind?
The Shining.
Joker.
The Joker. All right. The Shining. Joker, says Eric. Nick and Graysie. Joker. Heavy Joker. That's interesting. For me, it's Witches of Eastwick. I have no idea why, but that's like the
What?
Jack Nicholson.
What is
that imprinted
Witches
on
of
me.
Eastwick?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a big
Okay.
movie when I was like whatever age I was. I remember all the moms being into it because it was like a sexy kind of thing, and I just remember him. It was like the height of like all the like adult women around me being really into Jack Nicholson around that era, and so that's like
Witches.
that's just the first thing that comes to mind.
It's a Susan
Witches of Eastwick.
Sarandon movie.
And Susan Sarandon's in it as well. Yeah.
One of my favorite behind the scenes clips is Jack Nicholson on the set of The Shining, and he's just about to do the scene where he puts the axe through the door, and he's just like smacking his head. He's like, and he's like warming up before action. He's like, kill, and there's just some like AD like walking and like having to dodge his axe as if he's not there. It's just like such a British moment. It's just like one of the most iconic scenes in movie history. Some guy's just like, oh, you almost hit me with the axe.
God, I saw a video just yesterday on TikTok of some behind the scenes of like Stanley Kubrick just berating Shelley Duvall in that scene between
Dude,
takes.
Kubrick and Hitchcock were just
Monsters.
complete bastards on set to women.
Apparently, or just to women, but to
Well, and
in
Offset with
general,
Hitchcock.
yeah. Hitchcock was problematic for sure. But you just like, God, what a fucking prick, sucked. I wish I had those pajamas.
Which pajamas?
The ones Jack Nicholson's wearing in that
Oh.
image that Eric showed.
It's from Witches of Eastwick. That's where he's hot, right? That's where all the adult women in 1987 said that's the hot guy.
Yeah. Well, maybe maybe not that exact image, but yeah.
I posted that clip.
Come on, Dad. Come on.
Bye.
What Lakers scenario do you think he was imagining to get him into this zone, get him into this place?
Like this guy in the jumper, just like, it's just like, fuck, Jesus. Just like
He's
dodging the ape shit Nicholson.
I love the idea that he's imagining the Showtime Lakers on the scheme where they just have to pass around and shoot no matter where they're at. He's just like, it's not working. It's not working. Get fired up.
You know how people will feed fish to catch fish?
Say that again?
Sure.
Wait.
So like
yeah.
you put like a minnow on a hook to catch a bass, right?
Yeah.
You use a minnow to catch a barracuda to catch a shark
Yes.
to catch a whale. That is a reference that maybe one person will get, and let me know if you're that person.
What the fuck? I don't think it's anyone here, is it?
No, it's not, and that's fine. I did that knowingly, but there's someone out there. There's someone out there that is very happy about that, and let me know who you are.
Andrew's audience of one.
Yeah.
Well, I've been. I don't know if you guys know this, but trucks has been replaced by fish. We've been fishing for a bit now, and I'm real into fish. As a matter of fact, as soon as I'm done with this stupid podcast, I'm gonna go do some fishing. Trying to catch some catfish. You got to catch them at night. You got to catch them between 1900 and 0600 hours. So it's
What
a whole
game
thing.
is this?
Call of the Wild, the Angler. It's fucking awesome. It's on Game Pass. It's an open world fishing game where you're in like a national park and you have a Jeep and a boat and it's multiplayer. You can go anywhere. It's fucking wild. It's great.
I've got you at 200% in Discord for some reason, and that was a mistake.
Anyway, so I've been living that fish life for a while, and I got to thinking yesterday. Do you think anybody's ever used freshwater fish to catch a saltwater fish, or saltwater fish to catch a freshwater fish? And if so, if the fish thought it tasted exotic for a second and
exotic
really
meal.
interesting, like, whoa, that's a different flavor. I've never had that before. Or they're like, what the fuck? It's like salty and gross. You know what I mean?
I feel like for some reason that's going to cause some sort of mad fish disease.
Oh, like it's just, Yeah.
Well, there's those places in the ocean where you can see the fresh water on top of the salt water.
Brackish.
Like
yeah.
the surface. I wonder if the most daring of fish try and like sneak in and get a meal and then sneak back into their environment.
Like how long can you hold your breath kind of thing? Like how far out can you swim before your buddy dares you to swim into the fresh water?
Like see how far.
It was fucking so weird, man. It was so weird. I was moving so slow. I don't know. Fucking gross. My eyes are burning. Yeah, I don't know. I'm surely there's some like big time regulation fishers out there listening. Let me know. You ever like catch a shark with a bass, or like catch a bass with a eel?
I feel like fishing is pretty big in VR.
Oh yeah. That would make sense.
Really?
Have you ever tried that, Jeff?
No, we have that stupid Oculus, and I keep meaning to fuck with it, but I never get around to it. Supposedly, you can watch NBA games in it too.
Oh yeah, you can. It's awesome. It's really cool.
I need to do that.
I bought an original Oculus, and that's literally all I did with it was watch NBA games. It's
That sounds
fantastic.
pretty awesome.
Why was it like 3D?
It is 3D, and your two camera perspectives, at least at that time, was you could either be on the backboard, or you could be on like the side seats, and you
that's cool.
dictate where you see. So I spent like most of the game. It actually was kind of annoying because I saw players step out of bounds while on the backboard that didn't get called by the ref, and I was like, "That's fucking bullshit." His foot was out. But it's fun because you can just spend the game literally just watching the coaches, which is what I did because you don't see that perspective. just seeing them move up and down and like how they interact. And
I wonder how many
fascinating.
viewers they had in 3D, like headset viewers.
I don't know. It was a thing where you needed to have a subscription to NBA League Pass, and then
Yeah, they have like a
connected to
game a
a
week
service.
available or something for you to do it. I have it all. I just haven't set it up.
they have a bunch of. They do the UFC too, and like racing.
Do you think that sort of like VR and augmented reality stuff is like the future of watching sport? Because I don't know how much longer cable is going to be around to watch, the 76ers play or whatever, but there has to be a future to like watching sports from home. Do you think it's that? Do you think it's like, or do you think it's too novel to be watching it that way
I
instead
think
of like a
it's-
full broadcast?
I think it's too novel still.
I think it's definitely that, but we're far from it still. Because as much as I enjoyed it, it wasn't necessarily fun to wear a VR headset for 3 hours watching the sporting event. Like, it's just not comfortable after a while.
I don't think
Have
any
you-
headset is comfortable,
Yeah.
I'm with Gavin. I don't think
especially with this schnoz.
I think that's the thing that'll keep people from doing that. But have you seen the League Pass stuff with like the augmented reality that shows like shot prediction percents and everything? Like pass out to like James Harden, it'll say like if he shoots from here, it'll be like 49%, and it like changes in real time, and it'll show you like an overview of the court as like the play takes place. Like I wonder if that's the way sports goes.
Do you think James Harden is just playing in a different viewing perspective? Because what is he doing?
Like he changed his FOV.
Yeah, like he's trying to block his own guys. Like, what is up with James Harden?
He was
the
fucking
best
around.
highlight. Oh, that's
so
ruled.
funny.
That was so cool.
I was like, that made me like Harden a little bit. It happened like that was great. So what would be cool is if I could be courtside watching an NBA game like that, but instead of sitting in a seat, I'm sitting on a dock and I'm also fishing at the same time.
I think
I think it'd be sweet with augmented reality to project a pond wherever you are and just start fishing in front of people.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Like
Like if you could cast a line into the middle of an NBA court and start catching stuff, that'd be a sick experience.
It would be even better if if there was like collision detection and if a player could like knock the fish off the line.
Yeah, like it runs through or the ball hits your line and goes flying.
It's like the 21st century version of practicing your golf swing in public. Like when people are having conversation, you're fishing in front of a target. Like that's great. I'm into
I like
that.
the idea of it catching on to it before you know it. The crowd shots of NBA are just all people casting a line at the same time, like the wave.
like a Google Glass version of Wii Sports. You're just in line and it's like they're boxing someone.
Yeah.
Oh,
If there was
God
any
damn.
future tech that I would take, I'm not really into any of this like subdermal stuff and people putting chips on their brains and all that. But if there was just a tiny chip in my finger and it was like a clipboard for myself, I would have that.
Yeah.
I would copy onto it and I would paste from it onto any device. I would definitely take that. I am sick of typing in a password with a freaking Apple TV remote. Sick of it.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's a terrible navigational thing.
Can't you do it with doesn't it I'll pop up the thing that says do it on your phone?
You can if it decides to pop up, but sometimes
Yeah, what's the
it
deal
doesn't.
with that? That's like thanks for bringing that up. That shit works like 30% of the time. Here I am trying to offer it as a solution. I don't know why, because it drives me fucking crazy all the goddamn time. It's so ambiguous when it decides to want to do it. And it's not like you have the option to go, hey, can I use you as a keyboard right now? Hello? Is there a button I can hit to use you as a key? Fuck, I'm sorry, it got me mad. Yeah, no,
I
you're
would also
right.
I would pay like a higher tier for an app. Like say it was like $8.99, I'd pay like $9.99. If I never got signed out ever, I want to be signed in for the rest of my shitty life for $1 a month.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
If I could pay for any future tech, it'd be a service called Ball Don't Lie, and it's just VR from the perspective of balls in sports. I want to be a baseball. I want to be tennis ball. I want the eyes of a hockey puck. I would vomit constantly because that's going to be very jarring. But I want to feel what the puck is. Or like in tennis, I think that'd be so much fun. Just flying back and forth, trying to like figure out what's going on. That'd be great. Baseball home run. Imagine if you saw your house from the peak of the ball during a home run. Oh, it'd be amazing.
That would be pretty fucking amazing.
That'd be my number one service.
Speaking of amazing, the Do We Do came out, which we were holding until all of Does It Do was finished.
Oh, it's out now?
And,
oh, yeah. I
Yeah,
guess it's out
which
when
we
this comes out.
recorded. When did we record that? Like a year ago?
At
Or
least a year ago.
longer.
Oh yeah, I think it was probably longer. Yeah.
And it's amazing to hear what that season of Does It Do could have been if we'd have turned all of what we said into what actually happened. And Eric was throwing in stuff. Eric was like, you could do this to me. Eric didn't even show up. Eric wasn't even there. Eric has never been there for a filming of Does It Do.
That's right.
What an interesting. I'm so glad we filmed that and then held on to it for so many years. I haven't watched it yet. I got to go back and watch it. Did we have some good stuff in there that we had
We
come
had
up
some
with?
great ideas in there. Oh, unbelievable.
Just
I guess we can hang on to them for whatever's next.
I got news for you, man.
I mean, ideas for the stuff we filmed that we didn't film.
No matter what happens in our future going forward, and clearly there is a future going forward, yada, yada, yada. I don't see myself putting that polo on ever again. I think Does It Do is done. That was two seasons was enough for me.
It's very tiring.
anything we were going to try to redo, I think that is the thing that it would be hilarious to redo in a Taylor Swift-like way. To attempt a shot-for-shot remake of all of Does It Do would be hilarious.
Oh, god damn. That's like the one show we make that actually requires budget. I guess with the break show as well.
Did the last break show the other day?
Oh, was it sad?
Not really.
Oh.
No, it was fine. I mean, I'm still doing like daily rips on TikTok right now. So just to kind of keep that thing alive until we parlay the break show into whatever the new thing is. There'll be a version of it in the future.
And where can
whatever
people
our new
find
thing
that
is.
TikTok, Jeff?
Where can they? Oh, on their phones.
In the app,
Yeah,
care.
I don't think
Wait,
I don't
say it.
think
don't
you
give a
can.
shit.
I don't think you can go to TikTok. Is TikTok a web? Can you go to TikTok as a website? If you could go to it as a website,
No, I don't
you can
think you
find it
can.
on TikTok.com. But I would recommend the app on your cell phone.
Is that banned yet, that app?
Not yet.
Is it still gonna be?
I'll probably.
I think it has to go through another vote, right?
It'll probably get banned, and then they'll force a sale. I don't think it'll ever go away. It'll just
Good time to
shit
be
will
a
happen behind
VPN
the scenes.
company. Didn't they also ban porn here?
Yeah, in Texas, no porn for you. Not unless you give them your fucking birth certificate and driver's license and a fucking credit reference.
I wonder if I don't know.
It should
how
be
they're
like a
going.
benefit of filing taxes.
I love how much personal freedom we have in Texas. This is a city of big, everything's bigger in Texas. Bigger freedoms, bigger hoops to jump through to be a grown-up and look at naked people. What the fuck, man?
I had a funny experience with your daily rip on TikTok, Jeff,
What's
where
that?
I was just swiping away, and then I got to a TikTok and it had a Nugget Buddy in it, and they're gonna rip cards, and they showed the pack, and it was one of the Monopoly Prisms, and I went, Jeff always is opening those, and then I swapped. I kept going, just kept moving on in my life, and then like 3 hours later, I looked at the subreddit. And there was a post about Jeff has a TikTok and he's doing card rips. And I was like, oh, fuck, cool. And I opened it and it was the video I just passed on through that I went, oh, Jeff opens those all the time, and then moved on with my life. I had no idea it was your video or your channel. I'm not used to you making TikToks. And I just swiped on through while having the thought of, oh, Jeff's always opening those. Funny. You're doing rips. I've been enjoying them. I've actually noticed since then. I didn't swipe the next time it came in my feed.
Oh, thanks, man. I've only done 3 or 4. The channel is Jeff's Daily Rip. I wish somebody would have reminded me to say that. I almost forgot. But yeah,
no problem.
You can look it up on the TikTok. And then at some point, it'll parlay into whatever, wherever we land and whatever it looks like. I'll do some version of the break show again.
I tried to buy a card off your eBay store, but no international shipping. Can't do
No, not for my
Not
first
allowed?
time. I'm not currently selling anything. That was just a test to see if I could do it and to see if I liked it. And it was medium. We'll see if I do it again someday, maybe.
I'm looking at my notes, and we never found out if Graysie's insane claim of having a 4-minute tub was the truth.
That's true.
I mean, it's not. It's not the truth. There's no way it's the truth.
Graysie?
I mean, I didn't check at the 4-minute mark. I only checked at the 8 because that was what we agreed on. But I mean, it was pretty damn full.
What do you mean pretty damn full? So it wasn't full?
Like I could have. No. I mean, like it was getting a little worrisome at 8.
It was like overflowing in the drain?
It was over the little drain cap thing. Yeah.
Okay.
At 8.
So it's less than 8.
I think we just need to run it again and stop it at 4.
Yeah.
I think it's 4.
You want me to go do
I think there's 4
right
minutes
now?
left in the
Graysie has a
podcast.
4-minute tub.
Yeah, that's how we'll end this one.
Okay. Let me get my timer going. Be right back.
All right.
Got to close out all these storylines.
Yeah, this is good.
Speaking of closing out storylines, I should mention got my foundation fixed yesterday. Sent you guys a video.
Was it a one-day job?
Yeah. They got there at 7 a.m. and they were done by I don't know 6:45. No, probably 7:30.
Oh man, I thought that would have been like weeks of work.
Dude, me too. It was everything about it was awesome. It was awesomely scary, awesomely fast, awesomely efficient, awesomely intimidating. There were 20 dudes here all day long. They dug holes under my house. They dug 21 holes under my house.
Good God.
And then under those 21 holes, they sunk metal pylons 20 feet down into the ground.
Wow.
And then so they did that all the way around one side of my house and then on one spot on the other. And then they had to dig up like giant swaths. I have a concrete sidewalk that runs all the way down the side of one side of my house. They just had to cut sidewalk out, and then I have these paver stones that are all like intricately put together. It's like my back deck kind of. They had to go through that, and so they had to cut like 4 foot by 4 foot holes through it. And they somehow managed to do it all and put it all back together like it had never happened.
Wow.
They poured new concrete. They pried the pavers out and then put concrete down, then put the pavers back in, and then went and got a grout that was the same color as the grout that they'd already used. They filled up they replaced the grass where they dug, and I mean, it was wild. It's like it never happened. It was exhausting for 12 hours because every time I tried, they were like, we don't really need to come in the house or anything. But, just it'll be noisy. And so I couldn't get any work done in the home, clearly. Let me know when it's been 4 minutes.
Could you feel the house move?
No, that's fine.
Yeah, that was part of the problem. I tried to go like work in the bedroom and the whole house was vibrating and it was loud. And so I tried to work in my closet and it was loud. And I tried to go to the other side of the house and they were working over there. And there was just no like place in the house I could get comfortable. And then like every time I tried to leave, like I'd get to the end of the block and they'd be like, hey, you going to be back sometime soon? We actually do need to get in the house for a second. And I'm like, ugh. So I'd be like, yep, on my way back. And so like I went to Thundercloud. I got called back. I went for a walk, got called back. Went to take the dog to the daycare, got called back. Picked the dog up, got called back.
Wow.
So it was a little stressful in that way. But I went to bed and it was totally fucking done. And now I just got to get all the cracks that appeared fixed. But
I can't believe that. Any of the holes?
Drilling holes.
Really impressive.
Were any of the holes suitable for beans?
Oh, yeah.
Every single one of them would have been a good bean hole.
Oh,
man.
I could have had 21 bean holes.
You should have just gotten to do one in our spot.
Dude, it tells me the one thing I learned real fast is we suck at digging.
Well, we put in a solid 40 minutes of effort before going and getting lunch.
That's true.
I with the drilling and the filling of the hole and all that, it sounds to me like your house got a root canal. It feels very root canal adjacent.
My house got a few root canals. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Good for your house.
Yeah, it's very happy. It's very happy to be done.
I'm happy. How's your
It's,
gob, Andrew?
What does that mean?
How's your
What,
mouth?
My mouth. Oh, my mouth.
Sorry.
Well, and you know what? That's interesting. Gobstopper. That now makes more sense. I never really considered the origin of that. It's okay. I had 3 root canals. I'm dying in other ways.
Stuff flying out.
I thought it
of
was only 2.
No, I ended up having to have a 3rd one. And
So
I learned,
one bad and 2 good?
No, I learned that every root canal is a bit different. And I think I had
yeah.
Thankfully, my first one was the most ideal experience I think you could have. My second one was really bad. And then my 3rd one was just sort of middle of the road. But different process each time.
Yeah, each root canal is like a shitty little snowflake.
It is, yeah.
How old were you when you realized the snowflake picture was actually real?
What do you mean?
Like the fancy shape, like the crystal sort of.
I never questioned it was fake.
Yeah, I think I learned that immediately upon learning about snowflakes.
It feels like a weird thing for someone to lie to me about. I think I just always
4, yeah.
Huh.
Is this something you figured out last week?
No. I just do remember being older though. I think I saw microscope footage. I was like, oh, that's real snow.
When did you believe the moon landing footage? Like, to what end?
When did you learn about the moon landing footage?
Kevin, did you know that the company's closing?
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't believe it, so.
That still could be a joke.
He's doing.
Nice.
Gavin's doing his own research.
Oh,
Is has
What?
it been 4 minutes?
did Graysie just dong? What is this?
I don't know what that is.
Sorry.
In HEIC,
Hang on.
it's like
High
a
efficiency?
Yeah, it's
How do
yeah.
I open that? Is this a virus?
Doesn't seem very efficient.
hang on,
if I can't
hang on.
fucking
I'm
open
sending
it.
a better version.
Oh, I need to.
It's an iPhone
I need to
photo.
pay. Oh, I see it.
There you go.
There it is.
Oh,
That's 4 minutes.
Not even close to being full.
Not even. No, I would say it looks. Like
I think
it's,
it's
an
fuller
8-minute
than
tub.
you think.
Yeah,
think
I
so?
mean,
That's halfway, right?
hang on. It's still full. I can take more pictures.
It's still full.
I think that's like
But-
halfway.
Is that
Yeah,
how?
Nate,
It's like
is that
a
how
little
full-
over halfway.
A little over.
Is that how full you fill a tub, Graysie?
I mean, yeah, because my body makes the water rise a little higher.
Yeah. That's how it
But
works.
I mean, okay, that picture is not doing it justice. You want me to take another one?
no, I think
No,
I get
yeah, I
it.
want another one.
I mean, it's
I
halfway.
don't know how to best show.
Can you put a?
Is your phone?
I mean, I would say it's a little over half.
Can you
full.
put a ruler?
Is your
in?
phone waterproof? That's good.
Put your
Ruler.
hand. Put like your
Oh,
palm
yeah.
flat on
Put
the bottom.
fingertip into the drain.
Yeah, fingertip down. Yeah, all the way down to like the drain, and then
Or
you'll
a
see, like, where
banana.
the water is.
Yeah, or a tape measure, or a banana.
I'll have to
Maybe a
use my
chair
arm. I'll be
leg?
back.
Okay.
Can,
that's
can you
fine.
draw a ruler on your arm and then do it?
Or a banana?
No, but I'll stick my arm in it.
You know, a good thing about the Umi Digi Bison is it's a waterproof camera in it. It's got that.
Do you ever think
It's all
that
terrain.
if you took all the money you've spent on Umi Digis, you could have just bought one real phone?
No. I think I'm halfway to a real phone.
He doesn't. Don't you mail him new phones pretty regularly anyway?
I've still got a package for him. I hate frickin' sending stuff to Canada. It sucks. Why is it so annoying?
I don't know.
Andrew, you're Andrew.
I don't want
you're
to
responsible.
keep making commercial invoices for junk I'm sending to Andrew Panton. I will send that. I'll do it this week.
$10 says he doesn't do it this week.
Wait, what day is it? Oh no, I'll do it next week. I don't want to commit to one day left.
Today's Wednesday, by the way.
Is it?
Fucking 4
Oh,
days
shit, I
left
don't
in
know
this
what's
week.
going on.
You're like Andrew
Did
trying to
you-
figure out who Susan
Yeah.
Sarandon is.
I was about to say, did you know that Sigourney Weaver is in fact an alien, and that is not Susan Sarandon?
I should. God damn it! Whenever we film Face, it feels like Thursday.
It
Yeah.
is the Thursday show.
Yeah.
You know what? When we move on to the new thing, we aren't beholden to any previous schedule. A lot of the days that we film stuff were days that fit into our Rooster Teeth calendar.
Monday morning,
So-
9 a.m.
No. We could, right?
could.
Like,
Terrible.
we could do
Terrible.
anything.
Why is that terrible?
What
We could do
about
Thursday?
What about
we
10?
could do Thursday afternoon. Let's say probably like 2 or 3. I mean, that
Oh, that
sounds
sounds
really
good. Yeah, I like
yeah,
that a
but
lot.
why?
Yeah. Why?
Because I like it.
Because Gavin didn't know what day it was because we didn't record on a Thursday today. So I don't know if I
That
can do
is
that to him.
true.
Wouldn't it be better if
there would
every
be
Monday-
a Band-Aid ripping period, but yeah,
It's like when a dog knows it's dinner time.
Yeah, wouldn't it be better if Mondays felt like Thursday?
I think Monday would just feel like Monday going on.
If
I think
we-
Graysie drowned.
If we did it
By
on
the way.
Monday, it would feel like Thursday, which means Tuesday would feel like Friday, which means Wednesday and Thursday you'd be chilling out like it's the weekend.
Saturday.
And then by the time you're done with Thursday, which is really Sunday, it's Friday and it's time for the weekend again.
Well, why don't we record, right? 50 episodes of the new thing, starting at 9 on a Monday and just pushing it forward an hour each day until we get to, 7 p.m.? And then we'll switch to 9 a.m. Tuesday. And we'll go all through every day of the week and see which one was the best.
I love this idea. Graysie is assaulting
Oh,
us with high efficiency
A bunch of
Just want everyone to know, Geoff is saying he loves this idea, an idea that when I bring up in 2 weeks when he forgets about it, he's going to go, why the fuck would we do that? It's going to be pretty exciting.
Like we finish.
Yeah, Gavin will remind me.
We finish the episode, right? Say we start at 10, we finish at 11. Next time we'll start at 11.
It starts when it stops.
Starts when it stops a week later.
I mean, that
means we're always filming exactly 7 days apart.
Yes.
That's brilliant.
Graysie's struggling with this one.
Gracie was meant for this show.
That really sinister look. Why is it so Why did you just
We need to put that on a fucking shirt.
Oh my
That
God.
is the funniest photo we've ever
That's like
I didn't know how else to get it.
that's
Why
the
you're like so
And your hair is blocking the freaking. We can't see it.
Yeah, you went into
Fuck, am I gonna have to do
photos
it
that were
again?
less clear.
We need.
that is
Your first photo was by far the most helpful in determining.
I took a lot. I tried to get every angle.
Why is it a selfie?
Oh my
though?
god.
that is totally
Yeah,
this is the last photo taken of Graysie. Has anyone seen Graysie? Kind of photo.
And a top down, which tells us literally nothing.
Oh my God.
And
I don't feel like I just needed one of y'all to come see it. It's not doing it justice. Like you could sit in there
here's what
very
you need to do,
happily.
right? You need to put your phone on the other side, right? Set it on a timer, and then touch your fingertips against the bottom drain, and have your arm resting against the top drain, so we can see how far up your arm between both drains.
I think it's perfect. I think we've got all the
I don't
information
think I care
we need.
anymore.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Same.
I think I've done enough photography.
I just don't think we're ever gonna beat those photos. And
No, they're perfect.
It's a shame that Graysie came up with the perfect Slack profile picture right at the end of the company.
how does Slack work? Is that something
I got a new-
we gotta pay for? Can we still use
No,
it?
I got a new Slack for the new thing, but nobody replied. I'm just
You
in
got
the
a
channel by
Slack?
myself.
Slack sucks.
I didn't get invited. I don't know.
You didn't put me in it.
Well, that's Gracie as an excuse. You were not in that group text. That's. I'll send you. I'll send it to you.
There we go.
Gracie and I control the
don't
new
keep
Slack.
Graysie out.
Oh, Eric.
That's,
Well, thanks for listening to this episode of the Face Podcast. How many much more of these are there? A few. But we did it. We learned about Gracie's tub and so many other things. Thank you guys so much. We got one more of these to do today. So let's wrap this one up. You can follow us at FacePod on Twitter and on Instagram.
not many much
to
more
hear what's going on.
ahead of us.
No.
Yeah.
I love the idea of you psyching yourself up to butt in and say that, and then just flubbing it all over the floor.
Oh, thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Can I Slack someone a different Slack in a different Slack?
That's a good
How do I?
question.
Let's add people.
I'm gonna stop recording.
Yep.
Hey guys, Major League fan Jack here with a look at next week's episode of Face. The boys again talk sports. Graysie has heard enough. Have you had deja vu? What job are you going to get in the mall? Let's buy some moon shoes. Penton found a movie hack. Gavin has too much mustache hair. And once again, Andrew does not eat the pencil. All that and more on next week's episode of Face. Oh, and one last thing. On February 5th, 2024, at Andrew Panton tweeted, quote, "If at Rooster Teeth engages with this tweet, I'll eat the pencil." On April 1st, 2024, at Rooster Teeth responded, quote, "Eat lead, Panton," pencil emoji. I just wanted to share that for folks who might not be on Twitter anymore. See you next time.